The Fanatic Brackets, episode number 10, season 1. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, my co host, Joel. Today, before we even get started, we are joined by a good friend of ours from Tru Heel Heat. Please welcome Krssi. How are you, Krssi? Is everything?
Hi, how are you guys? What's going on?
We're doing well. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Glad that you're here. So this topic was actually chosen by us. This was something that we
Mhm.
were supposed to do last year. Didn't get to it, but now we're doing it here with you, Krssi.
Oh, I thought it
Because
was
it's
because it's
called
October and it's Halloween and everything.
yeah. That's we were supposed to do it last October, but then now we're getting it
Okay,
done and over with. But yeah, this is a Halloween themed bracket.
nice.
Scariest WWE characters in honor of Halloween. Before we even get to the episode, for those who have not listened to an episode of the Fanatic Brackets before, the rules are as follows. We're gonna go bracket matchup by matchup, giving our takes on who we believe is the scariest character in WWE between the participants, and whichever participant gets 2 or 3 votes between obviously the three of us, we'll move on to the next round until the finals. This is an opinion-based question bracket, so there is no right or wrong answers. It could be very like just based on moments, career, personal preference. So there's really different ways on how we could look at this. But yeah, just get straight into the bracket. Krssi, since you're our guest here, we're going to start out with you with the first matchup. We have Mankind versus the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. Krssi, who do you think was the scariest WWE character?
Oh, dang. I'm
All
gonna go
these, all,
bank. Go ahead.
sorry, all these are going to be tough, by the way. There's a lot of moments
Yeah,
that
these
we've
are
gone
these
through.
are really these are this is a good actually. I would have never put these two together, but scariest and dating me my he's giving you my age. I'm gonna say mankind was more of the kid between his voice and him like sitting in the boiler room playing with the mice or rats that he had. That was really like some scary shit. Oh, can I curse? Sorry.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
curse.
yeah,
You can
Okay.
curse all the time. Yeah, you're good. You're
um,
good.
something you have to ask. Sorry, I should have asked before that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I would pick mankind as my pick.
good choice. Good choice. Joel, who do you think was the scarier WWE character?
I love Mankind. He was scary, but I have to give it to Bray Wyatt. Bray
Oh,
Wyatt
okay.
just gave you it was just the creepy vibe he gave. It
Mhm.
was something different we hadn't seen in a while, and it really took he really took over that role and made you like think about it, like with the vignettes and like even leading up to it when they were gonna debut, the
Mhm.
vignettes that were playing
Mhm.
were creepy as hell, and I remember them playing. But yeah, I would have to go with Bray.
Okay, it's 1-1.
Now I gotta
Yeah,
do the
perfect.
tiebreaker.
Yep, perfect.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with Bray Wyatt as well for
Okay.
this one because I everything that Joel said plus the fact that like the whole build up for me with the match against John Cena at WrestleMania 30, I believe it was. The one, like I said, the first one that John Cena and Bray Wyatt,
Mhm.
everything that Bray Wyatt did with the whole kid just singing the song with a deep voice, and the Wyatt family behind him, three big
Mhm.
ass dudes. It looked intimidating from the fan point of view.
Yeah.
Imagine what it was like, especially the people that they went up against and how that looked. I know it's
Right.
scripted, but like this Bray Wyatt also was just very good with his words.
Mhm.
I don't know what like he was just very good with it. Like he was using intelligent big words that sounds scary, but I don't know. He just always got into his opponent's heads, and it got into my head when I was watching him, and I'm like, damn, this is pretty scary. So
Manipulation.
exactly manipulation.
Yeah.
So his whole character was just scary in a good way. Like chills always went down my spine when I saw him. So
Definitely, there was moments that are so memorable that are just like, yeah, that was a Wyatt moment. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Mhm.
Like, it was just like I said, it was just different. We hadn't seen it in years. Something like that. The closest thing we that was the closest to it was probably a Mankind or Taker.
yeah.
But ever since
Yeah,
then,
definitely.
yeah, Bray Wyatt was the next one, and that was years after.
I was gonna say Bray Wyatt was the closest thing we've seen since Undertaker. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be. Yeah.
that to be like that close to Undertaker in terms of being scary is not an easy thing to get to.
Yeah.
You know, it's Undertaker, very close Bray Wyatt, and then probably a lot of people below that. But I give props to Bray Wyatt. He was very scary in a good way, like I said.
Yeah, but Mankind's up there too. I can't take
Yeah.
that away from him.
I'm about to say there's no
Mankind's
really
up
wrong answer.
No, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's all opinions, really.
Yeah.
All opinions.
Exactly.
Nobody's right or wrong.
Right.
Exactly. That's why I always address that before we record. There's no right or wrong answer. You gotta go with what your gut is telling you. So yeah, I got Bray Wyatt. He moves on to the next round.
Okay.
Now, next matchup. Joel, I'm gonna start with you this one. Paul Bearer versus the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. Joel, who was scarier in your opinion between the two?
Poor Bearer. I'm giving it to Poor Bearer 1000% because he was able to control Undertaker and Kane. What other person has been able to control Undertaker and
Yeah,
Kane? Like,
that is true.
and we really never really found out the whole backstory. Like, we'll find out pieces throughout the
Here
years.
and
like,
there, yep.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
why is he with them? Why do they trust
Right.
him so much? Him coming like when he came out and told Undertaker, "You have a brother," and all that, like building up to it for months and months. The Fiend loved the Fiend's character, but I was always a fan of the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, more than the Fiend. I think that was a more
Yeah.
scarier Bray Wyatt than the Fiend. I get it, the mask. It was more in your face scary, like more obvious.
Yeah.
That kids were scared and stuff. Eater of Worlds Bray was more scary in like what Nick said, using his words and how they carried themselves. And wasn't as obvious if you didn't understand what he was talking about. The Fiend was more in your face. But I have to go with Poor Bird just because of his connection with Undertaker and Kane, and actually like that whole storyline, and not really knowing like why they trusted him so much, and just finding out throughout the years.
Good point. Good points. Krssi, who do you have as a scarier WWE character? You on mute.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I would probably pick. He gave good answers, Joe.
Yeah.
I had my answer already, but then once you start giving more examples, I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He did control them. He did that. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely go Paul over the Fiend. I mean, the Fiend was scary, but he wasn't as scary as his other characters. But Paul, with his voice, was creepy.
That's what I was
And then
gonna
you
say.
know, like 8-year-old child would definitely don't want to be anywhere around that man.
Yeah.
So I would definitely pick Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say Paul Bearer too as a clean sweep, anyways. But the Fiends, like, going back to the Fiend, what you were talking about, Joel, is like I think the Fiend's character was more scary than the Eater of Worlds.
But
Um,
it was more in your face scare. Like you had to be
Yeah.
scared of it because of the presentation.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think
Eater
it
of
was-
Worlds was more like just creepy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it was just like, why are they like this?
Hmm.
Why are they all just huge? Why do they all have beards? Why is he talking this soft tone but talks so aggressively? You know what I mean? It was more that type of scary. The Fiend, like more creepy. The Fiend was just more scary outright because of the presentation of him.
Yeah,
He
that's
never
good.
really
But
did anything scary if you think about it.
I mean, the whole mandible claw stuff when the lights went out, and then the theme song in the
Yeah,
background was like
someone,
ear
yeah.
piercing. So
Yeah.
it was like you felt the presence of the Fiend. Like,
Yeah.
did he talk much? No, but he did the whole thing with the mat, the gloves,
Yeah.
yowie wowie stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
No, it was definitely scary, but going up against Paul is tough.
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
this one.
I mean, if it wasn't against Paul, I would have chosen Bray Wyatt. But like,
Yeah.
I was gonna mention the point what Krssi said with the voice and his laugh, or I don't even know if that was a laugh, but is I'm not even gonna try to do the impression of it. But
The
like,
shriek he would do.
yeah, yeah. But I think he put on more iconic moments with Undertaker and Kane. You know, the whole stuff when he carried out the urn for the Undertaker. Especially when I was younger, I was like, shit, was Undertaker actually in there, or is that like,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you know? So it was a dark, a dark character, and obviously all these are, but like, I don't know, there was something about Paul Bearer's presence to where you heard that shriek and you associate them with Kane and Undertaker and all those moments, you know. Even in the later years before he passed and everything, but like it just you could feel Paul Bearer's presence from, and how, again, it's like I said before, it was just, you know, down my spine, scary. I'm like, damn, it's
Yeah.
insane.
And like,
So
why were they so attached to him? What was in
Right.
that urn that made
That made them.
everyone listen to him? From
exactly,
Undertaker to Mankind to
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like, it's just, what was it about? That's
and
Right.
it
creepy as
and
hell.
it made it and he made it believable that the
Yeah.
urn was like powerful. There were
Yes.
moments where like there was a light
The
shining
light
down. I'm
coming
like,
out of
yeah,
it. Yeah.
and it was like, what is that? And it got you invested in everything that they did together. So I'm gonna have to say Paul Bearer for that one.
Yep.
So
Clean
yeah,
sweep.
clean sweep. There we go. Next matchup, we got
Oh wow.
Kane versus Doink the Clown. I'm gonna start off with this one to switch it up. I'm gonna go with Kane,
Mm-hmm.
um, because there were many aspects from where he was wearing the masks to when he took off the mask, and then his look that he would give, um, and then I guess intimidating in terms of like his height, I guess, and how he was built up. He was kind of muscular at one point, and like just his gear just made him the fire, and it's like he was the devil's favorite demon.
Yeah.
I can tell why people were afraid of Doink. A lot of people are afraid of clowns. Um, Even I think Joel, you and I spoke about this a while ago with like when he was heel and he had the
Yeah.
theme song. That was pretty scary. I even listened to it after that, and I'm like, damn, this is pretty scary.
That's a creepy theme song, right?
It
Like, come
is.
on.
It is. Even though he wasn't like as had a great career like Kane, like it
Right.
was still a scary presence that you felt from Doink. Because like I said, people are afraid of clowns. That's a legitimate phobia that people have. So I give the slight edge to Kane mainly because of all of his storylines that he was involved with the Undertaker and having Paul Bear by his side and then being introduced and having that buried alive match with Undertaker. A lot of scary moments. Where I'm like, damn, this is. I could maybe change my channel a little bit now and come back to Kane. But yeah, I'm gonna give the slight edge to Kane here for being scary. Who wants to go next? Who wants to give their opinion on the scarier character? Joel,
You go
Go ahead.
next. I'll go last.
okay, you go. Yeah.
I feel like Doink was very scary, even when he had like the little Doinks with him too. It was
Yeah.
even worse. It was like this is
The
a
smaller
creepy,
ones now?
scary,
Yeah.
possessed clown. I never had a problem with clowns, but I could see why people would be scared of clowns. But I feel like Kane has the advantage more than Doink only because we've had Kane longer. Doink, if you like watch Dark Side of the Ring or you've seen like his background story, you would know more of like the many sides of like Doink and like why he didn't go far enough.
Yeah.
But with Kane, it's something creepy when the person doesn't even speak. They just stand there and they
Yeah.
look scary. And then his look, then he had like only like a couple of moves. He would always get up, like you
Yeah.
couldn't even like really beat him down. Like he would always get up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would definitely go with Kane.
And he even had the other Doink the Clown with him at one
Yes.
point, I remember. So it was
Yes.
like
Yes.
there were two of them at the same time. So yeah, Joel, who do you have as the scarier WWE character?
It's gotta be a clean sweep. It's Kane. It's gotta be Kane.
Be
I
Kane.
was gonna bring that up too.
Come
The
on,
whole
about to say,
JR talking.
he's the
The
only person
anniversary
to,
of him coming out was what, like last week, I think it was, of that
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. It's gotta be Kane, man. Like, that's such a iconic moment.
Classic. Yeah.
And also, like, he was the only person to ever debut, and Undertaker was terrified. Like, he did not
Good
have
point.
an answer. And this man has superpowers. He was lighting people on fire.
Yeah.
Just by pointing at them.
Yeah.
They would just go on fire. Fireworks would go up. He was ridiculous. It's got to be Kane. Come on.
Yeah. And you get for all of these participants, it's like I think the theme songs go along with it too. You know, like I said before, Doink the Clown's theme song was pretty scary. Kane's was pretty scary. The Fiend, the Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, all of them had like theme songs go along with it to match their vibe, what they were trying to go for in terms of scary. So shout out to whoever, Jim Johnson or whoever made their theme songs that went along with it. Yeah. So yeah, I think those theme songs are perfect for them. Next matchup we have is Kamala versus Viscera.
This is such a random one.
I know, but you can really do like any version of Viscera. you know,
Yeah.
a lot of them.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
I would have to say Viscera during the Ministry days, just because he had that look to him,
Mm,
wearing the all leather
Yeah.
with the
black, yeah, yeah,
with the contacts in. Yeah, he was creepy. Come on,
yeah.
you did
I'm
not
gonna
want.
go with Viscera too.
I think it's just Kamala we don't understand because he was supposed to be a scary character,
Yeah.
but just not growing up with that. Trying like we don't understand it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just
Oh,
a
dang,
different
yeah, that
time.
long, yeah, wow. Sheesh.
Yeah,
Well, in that time when he was out, he was scary.
yeah,
However, I feel like they were two different types of characters to be quote unquote scary. Another one that Kamala got easily scared, like certain things would
Yeah.
scare him.
yes,
As far as like Viscera, you never really seen anything like scare him, basically. Like he didn't really like run. So if I would say scariest, it definitely would have to be Viscera too. Um,
Yeah.
if you're a scary person, something nothing should be able to scare. Like Undertaker, something scared him, of course, but yes, but Kamala, like little things, like he was scared, like when he would go against the Undertaker, he didn't want to get inside the casket and things like
yes,
that. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I think like looking back at Kamala is like if I were a kid during that time, it'll be like I guess you could say like more uncomfortable, scary
mm,
in a way watching him. Um, but for Viscera, it was like his size,
yeah,
you know,
bigger,
6'8", 500 pounds,
hmm,
close to that. It's pretty intimidating in the ring.
yeah,
Even when he was Big Daddy V.
Big Daddy V. I was
Um,
waiting for
yeah,
you to
Big
bring
Daddy V, yeah,
yeah, yeah, that was pretty scary too. He was someone that never said a word during that time, and it was like, God damn, this guy's huge.
He was just
hmm.
laying on people. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Oh man,
Oh my
Like, no, I
God.
don't want to be on the other end of that.
Yeah, no one does. No.
how did I get stuck with that?
Right? How
Exactly.
did I
Why,
get
why
this
me?
job
I
That
tonight?
was
know.
Yeah,
my question.
So I guess you could say any version of him was scary, but it was just
hmm,
in different ways.
Yeah.
But
it
yeah,
was consistent. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess Viscera clean sweeped that matchup. Next matchup we had Karma, even though she was there for a year, versus Papa Shango. Joel, you
Mm.
want to start with this one too?
I'm gonna say Papa Shango.
Mm.
Papa Shango was wilding out here. He was doing magic,
Yeah.
witchcraft. He's wilding out
Witchcraft,
here.
yes.
Yeah, he was wilding out here. I think he was just. I forgot who it was. There's like this famous. I think it's Ultimate Warrior, right? That he puts a curse on or something.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Yo, if you're watching that as a child,
Yep.
as you're, come on, you
You
gonna
think
tell
it,
me
no,
that
you couldn't think that was not real.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Come
I
on,
agree.
man. Yeah, you gotta go with Papa Shango, man.
Chrissy, who would you say is scary between the two?
Oh, I have Joel said everything. I don't even have to say it. Papa Shango. I feel like the character from The Princess and the Frog, the villain, was like based off of him because
Yes.
they look just alike. He
Yeah.
just was like tall, skinny man, and Papa
Yeah.
Shango was just bigger. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's definitely him for sure.
Basically the same character. Yeah.
Same exactly. And then when you see him do the with that thing when he did the
Voodoo,
Ultimate
yeah.
Warrior, yeah, you was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like this could really happen. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, that had to be scary as a child to
yeah,
watch that.
yes,
Probably was. Well, definitely was. I'm gonna agree with it guys too. I mean, Karma, pretty intimidating. Awesome Kong.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just for someone in the women's division that hasn't
yeah.
been seen like that in a while or at all, um, it could be pretty intimidating. She was beating up men. She was in the
He's
men's
still
Royal Rumble.
intimidating.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Most
So
definitely.
for someone her size, I can tell why she's intimidating. But with all Papa Shango's witchcraft,
Antics.
yeah,
Antics.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I love how you just transitioned from Papa Shango to
The Godfather.
yeah, the Godfather. Yeah, I love the transition, but like
Well, wait, was
Papa
it? No,
Shango's
he
something
went
else.
from Papa Shango, then he was in
The
the
Nation
Nation.
Domination.
Nation.
Yes,
Yeah,
he was in the
yeah,
Nation, and then he went to the Godfather. So it was like those
Transition period.
yeah,
evolution and transmission.
Evolution. Yeah.
Yeah, there,
yeah,
yep, of him
yeah.
just growing as in like characters, and he could just do anything. Like
Exactly. Exactly.
so.
It shows they can do anything. But the Papa Shango gimmick, that's all face paint, the hat,
Yeah.
that
Then the skull with
yeah.
the steam coming out, the smoke. There we
And
go.
that
That's the
cane
Yeah.
thing he held, whatever that was.
and it had like the little bells or whatever, like shaking, like you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. So it's kind of scary. I think I would say
Yeah,
Papa Shango
come
too.
on.
Next matchup we have Luna Vachon from WCW and Gangrel. Um, this was kind of hard. Krssi, do you want to start with this one?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Luna.
Okay.
I mean, she probably won't win, but I feel like she was like badass. Like she was like just like Awesome Kong. Like she was like the girls that was not doing like you didn't even like they didn't even consider her like as like pretty. You know what I'm saying? Like just seemed to her like
Yeah.
it's like evil, like villain, not and then she interacted with like beat up men too. Like she was one of the first one to, like beat up women and men. So
Yeah.
I would go with Luna, but she might not win.
Joelle, who do you have between the two is scary in your opinion?
Who was actually her husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have Luna. I have Luna.
Okay.
I think Gangrel wasn't that scary, but Luna screaming at the
Mm-hmm.
corner, just shrieking.
The, ta- the
Um,
the the paint on her face and
yeah, her
Yes.
everything.
presentation was
Yes.
everything. She was short, but like Krssi said, she was fucking people up, men and women.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I go with Luna.
I guess you did win this matchup, anyways. But but I want to give this one. I'm gonna give it to Gangrel, anyways.
We'll
Luna
show
Luna
some love
already
to
won.
Gangrel, man.
Yeah.
We'll show
I'm
some
gonna give him a
love.
point here because I just love the Brood.
Mm.
I'm more of like vampire vibe kind of person.
Yeah. Nah,
So
it was fire.
it
It
was
was.
I just think
it
it wasn't
literally.
that. It just wasn't that creepy. I think when I was growing up, I looked at it more as cool.
Cool.
Like, oh, like
Yep.
this is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, yo,
I
these
get
dudes
it.
is badass. That it was more badass than like
yeah. Like these guys are
scary.
vampires. They're drinking
Yeah.
blood. They're wearing
Mm-hmm.
like, come on, it was dope.
But yeah, I mean their theme song coming up from the floor from the entrances, I'm like, oh shit. Um, even though they didn't do much as compared to
Right.
the other people, it was like scary but cool scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really understand Luna that much. I was like, yeah, she's intimidating, but like I don't get it type
got
of
you.
thing. But Gangrel, I thought it was like again cool but scary in a way. The whole glasses with Edge and Christian involved, and their stuff with the ministry. So I'm gonna give him the point here anyways, even though
Okay.
Luna already won. But
You can't let him get swept. I feel you.
exactly, yeah, he can't be swept.
I do it all the time.
Exactly, Joel always goes for the
Yeah,
opposite,
I'd be like, I
man.
can't let him get swept. Give him a point.
Exactly. So yeah, Luna defeats Gangrel in this matchup. Now we have the Boogeyman going up against the Undertaker.
Oh my God. Wow.
See, this one, pretty tough for me. I'm gonna start this one off. But if I had to choose, it would probably have to be the Undertaker. As a kid growing up watching both of them, it's pretty damn scary to see someone eating worms and feeding those same exact worms to somebody else
Mm-hmm.
was gross. A, B, like what the fuck? So it's pretty scary in that way. And the way he crawled out from the smoke,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like with
Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah,
whole stick and the mini boogeyman, it's like as a kid that can definitely scar somebody. I feel
Mini
like nowadays.
Boogeyman. I forgot about him. Mini
Yeah,
Boogeyman.
mini boogeyman. Yeah. So like, it was hard for me to choose, but Undertaker, I think the whole thing with him rolling his eyes back, and then
Yeah.
his voice, just like he can go deep into his voice. Someone who's like 6'10", all the storylines he was involved with. He was on SmackDown for a while. Then the times where it was editing stuff before it went live, so
Mm-hmm.
they were able to do a lot of stuff with visual effects, the
Yeah, that
lightning,
is true.
to make it look scary enough for fans at home to be like, "Oh my god, he just did that."
Chill with your visual effects. He has superpowers, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Chill.
Yeah. Like with the whole Kane thing, like I feel like the lightning for Undertaker was the same with Kane's fire, where it's like he just
Yo.
like done something and then just
He had died before our eyes. He was buried alive, and then he got back, and then he like rose from like it was very cinematic.
He was
yeah.
burned in a casket. He was buried alive multiple times.
He returned
Multiple
in a
times.
casket.
He
Remember that time
returned
at
in a
Returned,
SummerSlam?
casket.
Yeah. So there were a lot of stuff about the Undertaker that, like, again, there was a lot of times growing up where I thought Undertaker was dead. I'm like, what the hell is this? But I give a lot of credit to Undertaker for making all these storylines happen, especially during that his last match. I think it was the AJ Styles one.
Mm.
Um,
phenomenal match.
Yeah, the phenomenal one. Yeah, I think it was called the
Boneyard.
Boneyard match.
The 1 year match, yeah.
Yeah. That was a great way to end his career
just,
with like
yeah.
him riding off in the motorcycle and then his logo.
I like that he was the badass one instead of just like
yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
a mix of the two.
Yeah, and then even his vignettes. I remember he returned. I think like 12 years ago, people thought it was Sting, and then
the video of him in the rain.
yeah, and then
I
he walked into
remember.
like a cabin, and then he just saw his coat and his hat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's the Undertaker.
I speculated Sting when it first was aired.
Yeah.
I speculated Sting. I was one of those people. Okay?
Exactly.
Because I was hoping it was going to be Sting.
It's just the music too, like that music, that song that they use for that vignette.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's creepy.
They
I'm
try
like,
to,
I'm looking
play
at him.
you,
Yeah, and then his actual theme song is like the dong. You heard that, you got goosebumps, and it's like, oh shit, he's here. But yeah, so I have to give it to the Undertaker for this one. Joel, who do you have in this matchup?
I love the Undertaker. He scared the shit out of me. Boogeyman also scared the shit out of me when I was younger. But I have to give it to Taker. All around presentation. Everything what Nick said. I can't. Like, I could keep adding more, but why would we need to? We already know. It's the Undertaker. You know what I mean? But shout out Boogeyman, because when he debuted, I was like, what, around 8? He scared the shit out of me. I was not fucking with Boogeyman at all. But I'm giving this one to Taker.
Yeah.
So loud, even.
Krssi, who do you have?
So for me, I feel bad for the Boogeyman because he was the one scary thing. Like, like for someone, you're a sick person to be like eating worms and then feeding it to other, and they're actually like live worms. Like it was like legit. Like I was like, ew. Ugh.
Yeah, he was very dedicated.
I don't know how I don't know why he
I don't-
agreed to eat that. I'm like, if I were him, I'm like, no, thank you.
We can't get trolleys like and paint them a color or something. Like, at least we could
sour gummy
finesse
worms.
that, yeah.
We gotta have it in the budget. Come on.
Exactly.
Right. But presentation wise, overall, character wise, I definitely would say the Undertaker too. Sorry, Boogeyman. I would give you, but
Even
it's Undertaker. You're going up against Undertaker. It's tough.
Yeah.
Bad matchup. A lot of these matchups are like I would have chosen the other person, but depending who they went up against, it was hard.
Yeah.
Going up against, exactly.
Yeah. So it was tough. But even Boogeyman's laugh too was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So he was very creepy, but Undertaker's overall, I agree with you. Last matchup in the first round, we got
Jake. Is not even fair. This is not even a match. Like, come on, guys. Go ahead.
Jake the Snake Roberts versus the Demon Finn Balor. Who wants to start this one off? Joel, you want to start it off?
Yeah.
I think I know who you're choosing. Yeah.
It's Jake, bro. Come on. Just the promos alone, they gave you that creepy ass feeling. And it's like he's talking about what he's gonna do to the other guy in the ring and talking in that low voice. And give you that DDT. And then he had Damien with it. It was a lot going on with Jake. Shout out Jake.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have gave him a title run. That would have been cool. But yeah, Jake.
Yeah, me too. Just the only fact that like he had a live snake in the ring, put it on top of the opponent. If that were me, I would I don't care if I'm like pretending to be hurt. I would just get up and walk away. Like, no.
And he was afraid of them too. You know that, right?
I did not know that.
He was not.
Yeah,
he was afraid of the snakes. He would always ask the questions, but once it was time for him to go, he did it. He did his job. He got used to it eventually, but at first he was definitely not.
And he had him around his shoulder
That's crazy.
too.
I didn't know that.
He would put him on his shoulder. Yes, all of the above. He was afraid of them. He did not like snakes, but that he was a snake himself. He can play a snake, but he did not He was not comfortable. He was afraid of them, basically.
That's so crazy. I never knew that.
I never knew that.
The more
either.
you know. That's
exactly, and the
fun
more you
facts.
know.
I like this.
Well, who would you choose, Krssi, between the two?
Jake's promos were like amazing. There's some top good. He's like Macho Man. Like they have some crazy like timeless vignettes and promos and things like that. I feel like, but I I'm gonna give it to Finn because Finn is. I can't let Finn go out, even though he's not winning, of course.
Yeah.
Got you.
Finn Balor, from one to paint his body himself like this sometimes is crazy. Like I love the Fiend. I mean the Fiend. I love the the Demon Finn Balor. I have the little pop figures on my desk. I just love Finn in general. So I'm going with Finn.
I think the only
I respect
reason
it.
besides the look why people would be scared of Finn Balor was how they treated his undefeated streak as the
Yeah,
demon.
yeah.
Until
What
Roman beat him.
once that face paint went on, it was over.
It was
Yeah,
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
exactly. I don't remember his like Japan stuff with it. I think he used it before
Oh
WWE too.
yeah.
I wasn't too familiar with that, so I can't really
Hmm.
give off that vibe. But I know the demon seemed pretty intimidating once like put that face paint on. It was over, like Joel said.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Jake the Snake Roberts made it on to the next round. Now, second round matchups, we have Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt versus Paul Bearer. Um, Krssi, we're gonna start with you again with this one. Between the two,
Here we go.
who do you
Oh.
think is the scariest WWE character?
Mm. I'm gonna go with Bray for this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Bray.
Okay.
Just because he had three badass guys that will be with him. Um, from the vignettes to him like going upside down and he like from the turnbuckle and just like doing a whole like crab in the ring and so like
Yeah.
and then sometimes he'll have like
Yeah.
his leg up. It's like, wait, what is happening? The Exorcist? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Is he possessed? What is he doing?
Right.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what I'm going with.
Good answer. Good answer. Joel, who do you have as a scary WWE character?
Yeah, I gotta go with Bray.
Ooh.
Bray, love Poor Bear, but Bray was just
Yes.
way more
Yes.
creepier.
Yep.
He'll give you chills, man. He'll give you chills with his promos and like Krssi said, the vignettes. But yeah, we love Poor Bear, but it's Bray Wyatt.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Bray Wyatt too.
Hmm.
Also to add on to what both of you said with the whole, you heard is like kind of like I don't know what to call it, but it was like something you saw like a little graphic on the screen for a split second, knowing that he was about to pop up into the ring. Um, kind of like how the Undertaker's dong that you hear and then you know it's coming out. You know what I mean? That little video
Hmm.
that Bray does.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Once he saw that, it was like okay, he's entered the ring. That's pretty cool. But everyone would be in the ring at the same time, not just him. The rest of the Wyatt family, with the whole Eric Rowan's mask, Braun Strowman's mask,
Yes.
um,
Yes.
which added on to Bray's character.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Paul Bearer. He gave me chills down my
Right.
spine, but Bray was just something else, man. He made his character worth watching every single time. Even though it was kind of scary, I would still watch it, no matter what. So
Of
Bray,
course.
yeah, I have to go with Bray clean sweep on that one. Now we got
I mean, the next one.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
We gotta talk about it, or we know what's happening.
yeah. Do you want to get this one off, Joel? Kane versus Viscera. Who is the scarier character?
Viscera, of course, 100%. Kane is taking this. Come on, the man.
Kane. I'm sorry. Like,
The
there's
man is
no like,
power.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I got to go with Kane too. If everyone's else chewing Kane, I mean, again, it's something about Kane was just, even though he didn't, I don't know, something wrong with his eyes, but something with his condition. I don't know what it was, but his look was just scary even without the mask.
Yeah.
Um, there were times like he had hair a little bit in the back of his head.
Oh man, he was kind of scarier when he took off the mask.
Yeah.
Cause then it was like, oh, he's a human. Oh, he's just crazy. Oh,
Hmm.
we're lighting JR on fire now. Cool.
Yeah,
We're gonna fight Shane and throw him into a fire pit. We're gonna pour gasoline on Shane. You know what I mean? Like this guy was just crazy.
and there
Right.
was even that one time where he was like handcuffed and then had like security walking him down to the ring.
Yes. With the
Um,
towel on his head.
yeah,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that was like right after he took his mask off, and it was like
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he had to keep him detained, man.
exactly
He was
in order
crazy.
to keep someone that like locked up on the way to the ring was something something about this guy
Yeah.
was pretty scary. And then I think they made it believable too that like you said, Joel, he wasn't human under the mask. I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
who else would it be? Like,
Because like after, because I think that helped him out a lot because they took away kind of like his scariness kind of went away after a while because
Hmm.
they put him like in a whole bunch of storylines with like
Just stupid.
Tori, X Pac, DX. You know what I mean? And
Hurricane.
And then he just became not scary. Then he did the tag
Because he was
with
supposed
like
to be like a
RVD.
yeah.
And then it was just like, he's not scary no more. But then he took that mask off. That was like a whole new person. It was like 97 Kane again, just able to talk and with no pallbearers. So he's on the loose, doing whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Damn, shout out Kane.
And all right.
Shout out Kane.
Doesn't
We
get
don't,
talked about often.
we don't show him love. I know he be wilding now, but shout out Kane.
Glenn Jacobs, somebody else, but Kane is scary.
Kane,
Yeah.
in the ring, shout out Kane.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Shout out Kane. Next matchup, we got Papa Shango and Luna Vachon. Krssi, who do you have as the better, scarier WWE character?
Papa Shango for sure. He's like these next ones. I feel like it's like easy, clean sweeps now.
Yeah.
And I feel like I already kind of I feel like now I kind of know who's gonna make it to the end now too. It's kind of like showing what it is gonna be. But yeah, Papa Shango for sure.
Yeah, Joel, who do you have?
Yeah,
Also Papa Shango.
Shango.
Another clean sweep. I'm going Papa Shango too. I mean, again, I wasn't really around for Luna Vachon, but I guess she was scary in a way. Undertaker versus Jake the Snake Roberts.
And they faced each other too before. Oh no, they were
Yeah.
partners, and then they've done both. Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm going Undertaker. Like this is a no-brainer right here. Like
Yeah.
Same with you, Joel. Undertaker.
Yeah, I love Jake though.
yes,
He was a scary character.
yeah.
But going
sure.
up against Taker, you gotta go Taker.
I know. I'd have you Taker too. I mean, I would go with Taker as that. I would give the slight edge to Jake the Snake because of the actual snake, but nothing.
Nah, yeah.
So now this is the one I knew we were gonna get to. I knew we were gonna get to this one.
Yeah. We got Eater of Worlds, Bray
This is
Wyatt
probably
versus
the
Kane.
hardest one on this list.
Ooh,
Probably
yeah.
so.
I'm going to start off with this one then, so you guys can think about it.
Say it with your chest, Nick. Let's go.
I'm gonna go with. I don't know if this is a hot take. But I got Bray Wyatt. I again, like, I loved Kane's scariness, but Bray Wyatt gave me more chills going down my spine.
Okay.
He was better with his words. He was better with his creativity. He made that character, what it was. That was the reason why people fell in love with Bray Wyatt. The Fiend, that wasn't really his fault with the way they booked him, but the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, was like, God, this guy is sick in the head. With adding on the Wyatt family with him, 4 guys who were like 6'10" or 6'8", whatever. Made it more intimidating to where, like, even though it was in my teenage years when he was around, it was like, damn, this is pretty fucking scary. For someone my age. So I gotta give it to Bray Wyatt. I love Kane, but it was like, I don't know, but something about Bray Wyatt was different that we haven't seen in a while. Like I said in the first round, it was Undertaker, very close Bray Wyatt in terms of scariness. So the slight edge to Bray Wyatt on this one. It was like a buzzer beater type thing, if I would say. Who wants to go next in terms of scarier?
I'll go next so we can put Krssi in the hot seat.
Ooh, yeah, every guest has to be in the hot seat at some point.
I'm going with Kane. Are you crazy? I love Bray Wyatt so much, but Kane was fucking terrifying. But also thinking at it now, like me knowing when you watch wrestling, I know why you picked Wyatt, not Kane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because by the time you start watching, Kane was already like, he was still scary, but not like his peak. You know what I mean? Like I remember when, the night he put JR on fire, I didn't sleep. I was worried about the man. I did not sleep. I went into school the next day because I was in 2nd grade, and at the lunch table, that was the hot topic. Is JR alive? Who's gonna call Raw next week? Crazy that
those are the important things. Yeah, those are important things. We're not worried about like is he okay?
Is he okay? Nah. Who's gonna call Raw next week? Is it just gonna be Coach and King? Because that's crazy. But
like, is there a funeral for JR?
Yeah,
Are we doing this?
Kane was just scary, man. And like I said, back in the day when he had like the supernatural powers, and him and Taker would just go against each other. He putting people on fire. Fucking Taker throwing thunder at him. It was like fucking superheroes come to life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Kane. I have to go with Kane. I love Wyatt though. Eater of the World, one of the scariest characters ever. But I think it's not better than Kane.
Okay. Krssi.
Now, Krssy's in the hot seat.
Choose
Here we
wisely here.
go.
Go with your gut. Who is the scarier character?
Going with my gut, I'm going with. Gonna have to agree with Joel. Only because the longevity, the years, the like, he's given us more scariness than Bray did. If you're looking character wise, the more things that he did, as far as like Kane, Bray was definitely scary. They're both scary characters, but if you have to pick one, and like even like from the debut, you were scared shitless. Like when you seen him, because you look like the Undertaker, like you were scared for the Undertaker, like you didn't know what was gonna happen to him. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kane as well.
Not a bad pick. I'm not mad at it. In my opinion, I just thought Bray was scarier, but not a bad pick.
No,
Kane,
he's definitely scary. He's definitely up
yeah,
there.
he is. He
He's
is.
definitely up there.
But Kane made it to
he's in that talks of Undertaker, Kane, Mankind. Why? You know what I mean? He's in
Yeah.
that.
He's in that category. Yeah. Yep.
He's top 5.
Easy.
Definitely top 5.
Easy.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, Kane made it to the finals. Now, this is an interesting one. Papa Shango versus the Undertaker.
Very interesting.
Ooh, I don't even want to go first with this one. Who wants to go
I'll
first?
kick it off.
Go.
I'll kick it off. Undertaker.
Period.
Undertaker. I just wanted to make sure you heard me.
Yeah, Undertaker. Yeah.
Undertaker's the man. Come on.
He is.
I don't even have to. We've talked about it already. All the things he's done.
Yep.
All the scary shit he's pulled on us. Like, come on, it's Taker. I love Papa Shango. He was different. Very different.
Very, yeah.
At a time that everything was so real, and you didn't know like shit was predetermined and stuff. And as a child watching, like I put myself as a child watching it. Like
yes.
Same way I looked at Kane and Wyatt. Like if I was a child at the time that Wyatt came out, he's scary as fuck. But also watching Kane as a child, terrified me. This man had me up thinking about people's well-being. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
And then
so Papa Shango was so different, but Undertaker just takes the cake. Just also like Krssi has said with Kane, the longevity and everything Taker has done, really can't not give it to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted to agree with that.
But it is a tough one because Papa Shango.
Yeah, the
so
both of them.
scary.
Yeah.
Krssi, who do you have between the two, Papa Shango or Taker?
Taker has to take it. Only because of the longevity. I feel like he's given us more scary things that has happened.
Yep.
Like even from when he like was gonna sacrifice like Stephanie McMahon, you thought like she was really like something was really gonna happen to you. I felt scared for her. Like I think it's so many different stories that we can just like touch on. It's just like that which what we thought was scary when Undertaker was involved. But
yeah.
I'm gonna go Undertaker. Papa Shango was scary too. Don't get me wrong, but this one was,
the character work on Taker was just
yes,
amazing. I'm gonna go with Taker too, but it's just him rolling his eyes back. I guarantee you, one of us at some point tried to do it when we were younger, and then it's just his presence. He had to say a word, and you knew that like if he was in the ring, he was scary. Even the American Badass Taker.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
That was just like, I don't know. It was just him on a motorcycle. It just looked badass. Obviously, badass.
Yeah. It did. But
it was just a different type of scary. It was like, I think his presence overall. Again, he didn't say a word, and he was scary. So, shout out Taker. He's one of the greatest of all time. A lot of people would put him in their Mount Rushmore of all time. All wrestlers, not just scary ones, but
right.
So shout out to Taker. Now this final, Brothers of Destruction.
Brother the Destruction. I knew this was gonna happen.
Me too.
I kind of felt like this was gonna happen.
I know. Me
I was
too.
like, based off if I'm picking, we had Kane and Taker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just the
kinda
way
like
the
that.
bracket was set. I randomized this bracket,
Easy.
by the way,
Yeah.
so I couldn't choose the matchups. But when I saw this, I'm like, yep, this is definitely gonna be the final between the two. But I'm gonna kick it off anyways. To set this start off of this, I'm gonna choose Undertaker. It's tough, both of them are equally as scary. Obviously, the character work was the brothers, the Brothers of Destruction. Even when they were tag teaming together this all the time, it's like, damn, who would want to step in the ring with these two?
Right.
I think Taker's. I had to go a little bit off topic. I know we talked about scary, but like in terms of career wise, I think Taker was. I don't want to say better, but like had a better career, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of accomplishments. People grew up watching him, and you hear a lot of stories of how people grew up watching him and stuff like that. So, I think Taker was the scariest of the two. I think the WrestleMania undefeated streak, I guess, topped that for me. Was like, yeah, it's just a winning match.
Maybe more.
Yeah, because like imagine going to WrestleMania facing the Undertaker. People would be like, I want to break that streak. I want to be up against him. But then also you had a lot of weight on your shoulders against Undertaker.
Yeah.
So like you had to beat the streak and all that. So I think that feud with Brock Lesnar is be like Brock Lesnar wants to be in the match with Undertaker. He's not scared of Undertaker. He made Brock Lesnar get scared of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
That says a lot about what Undertaker could do. So I have to give it to Taker for that one. Who wants to go next? Who wants to?
I go, I guess.
Yeah,
This is a no-brainer for me. I feel like The Undertaker is the way scarier character of the two Brothers of Destruction. Even when he was all like changed as an American Badass, he changed all his characters. He was still badass and still scary at the same time. So I feel like career-wise, longevity matches too. Kane, he was just very one way. Even when you put him with like a tag partner, he was still like the same thing. Like it was no like change. I feel like. So I'm gonna go Undertaker.
Not bad. Joel, I think we don't know who won this bracket, but who would you choose anyways?
I can't let Kane go out like that. We gotta give him that point, man. I love Kane, but Taker is the more scary. But I can't let it go through.
You can let him go, okay.
But shout out Kane, man. The man. I mean, he was scary as fuck. Not as scary as Taker, but like a dude that you didn't know who he was. Just introduced as Undertaker's brother. Came out with a mask. You never saw his face. When they did take off the mask, it was like a big deal. Like, he would just cover it and run to the back. You know what I mean? But yeah, Taker, come on. Taker alone with the vignettes. Like, I remember one of a vignette that I remember from Taker that I was always like, when I saw it when I was younger, it scared the shit out of me. There was I forgot what. I think it was him building the casket for Yokozuna. And Paul Bearer's just talking mad shit. And he's just in the back like a robot.
Yep.
Just hammering the thing.
Yeah.
They just go to him just to say rest in peace. He rolls his eyes back and then goes
and
back
that's
to
it.
hammering.
Yep, doing his
then,
work.
Like the way the camera just backs up and gets out of like, I guess it was like a barn or whatever. It was just creepy as fuck.
Yep.
It was like, and that with just that clip alone, I'll give it to the Undertaker.
And then didn't they have like a whole like backstage behind the scenes video of that? I remember seeing that, and then how the whole thing went down with Yokozuna. I'm like, damn, it's pretty cool, but it was scary.
Yeah,
it was scary. But yeah, shout out Undertaker. Undertaker is now the winner of this bracket. The scariest WWE character. He does deserve it. Almost swept every round until the final.
Yeah.
I understand. But yeah, we officially crowned The Undertaker as the scariest WWE character of all time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Krssi, for coming on this episode.
Thank you.
Do you want to plug yourself in, like where people can find your content, listen to your podcasts?
Absolutely, sure. So you guys can listen to Tru Heel Heat We have shows for everyone. We just don't cover just WWE stuff. We cover all wrestling shows, Impact, AEW, New Japan. So Ring of Honor. Everything is there's so much stuff there for you, so much content. Please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and watch. You can find me every Saturday. We recap all the week's wrestling, 11:05 a.m. on Saturday mornings on Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel or Facebook and on Twitter. Also, I do Servant Face and Hill with my tag team partner, Stephanie Hypes. We do women's wrestling every other Sunday morning at 11:05 a.m. as well. So, check us out, like us, subscribe, say hello.
Of course, we'll leave your the links to your YouTube channel in the description of this YouTube video so people can go subscribe to the Tru Heel Heat there.
Yep.
And also, thank you again, Krssi, one more time for coming on this podcast.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
No problem. It was fun. You can definitely subscribe to the Ring Fanatics
Yes,
on all social media.
Mm-hmm.
Just at the Ring Fanatics, as you see in the below on all platforms.
Scrolling.
Go subscribe to us there. For everyone listening to this as well. This is episode 10 of season 1 of the Fanatic Brackets, and we will catch you guys next time.
Catch you.
Laters.